Well, hello everybody and welcome to the channel. And it's February like the title and description says. And we got something from PLAAY.com. I'm sure most of you, if you follow this channel, knows what it's probably going to be. But let's take a look here. Open up this. See what we got from PLAAY. Ruin the envelope completely. But it doesn't look like it's going to come off very easily. Guess we'll just do it this way. Alrighty. Alright. And we got the invoice here. Followed by a nice card. Alrighty. And Aaron Reed joins us here. Check out his great channel. So we got the 2025 red, white, and blue NASCAR season, folks. Let's take a look here. It says, welcome to another season of tabletop racing with the 2025 pro season for red, white, and blue stock car racing. As has been the case for the past several years. Drivers and tracks were rated by Jerry Mix from Mountain City, Tennessee. Jerry is extremely knowledgeable about the current and past pro seasons, and it's a privilege to have him apply his experience to our card set. We won't go into depth or rehash the 25 season, but a couple things worth noting. Races for mechanical failures, DNF mechanic continues to be low. Although there was an uptick in 25, thus we are keeping at least last year's problems rules change in effect for this set. You ignore problems with doubles and on the race cam checks and triples on driver challenges. All problems results will be generated from the track card, or if in very few instances from the rare result chart. Most of these problems will be resolved at the end of turns after having conducted a race quality challenge as outlined in the track cards versus making them a race turn result of their own. In this instance, there's typically a burst symbol that signals a problem happens at the end of the turn. Note that this is a problem result that occurs on die roll number 10 in Chicago. Here, the problem is resolved at the start of the turn before the trouble result. In recent seasons, we'd offer an optional DNF exemption list, an idea borrowed from our football games injury exemption list. This list has gotten longer. It's become more of a hassle to keep track. Thus, this year we decided a new approach. Any driver in real life who did not have a race in with failed to finish because of mechanical problem has been given a green thumbs up triangle for those drivers. If the pit crew fails to repair roll for a problem result, rather than knocking him out of the race, they instead go to the top, last place of the bottom group, but lose their ability to challenge or defend for the rest of the race. They would simply have the opportunity to float up the stack, getting slightly better finishes as fewer extra points in the standings. Note this is possible for those drivers to be knocked out of a race on a problem of a 13, 21, or 61, which is out of the race result. In the past, we've used banquet ratings for drivers who turned exceptional situations into unique performances. Would include gray out qualities and affect only certain situations. Ratings marking a dagger symbol and text card, or in some cases, altering the cards for the same driver. This year, we opted to use alternate cards. Fine drivers require special notes. Kyle Larson, the champion, drove well all year but finished great in the playoffs. His only weakness is on road courses, but in the playoffs he finished second at Charlotte Roval, so he gets smart in the playoff race only, which will help him there on his intermediate tracks too. William Byron performed better in the playoffs, finishing third overall. He gets a heat in the playoffs only. Bubba Wallace won the Indianapolis when he finished a super speedway race. He averaged fourth place, clearly the best. He gets star quality doubled, but the star quality only applies on tracks 2 miles or greater. Super speedways on tracks less than 2 miles, he has a star unstar quality. Austin Dillon gets a heat star for his win at Richmond. Aggressive in the third similar. But for the star, heat only applies on tracks less than 1 mile, short tracks. On tracks larger than a mile, his heat is unstarred quality. And then last but not least, the great Shane Van Gisbergen performance on road courses was dramatically better than others. Thus, has been given 2 cards for this set. Used a card with the R on the hood for road courses and a card with the O on the hood for other tracks. Pro Racing again ran 40-car field in 2025, although many races ran fewer. Please sure to choose one driver for each team before racing week procedures to avoid having the driving teammates participate in the same race. We marked alternate drivers with the X on the hood. The primary driver does not have one. The set includes 10 X drivers. Beware, this year's crop of X drivers all have different color schemes. Note that there are some regular drivers whose car icons have different symbols on the hood, not X's, and this is purely for flavor to suggest real-life sponsors. For example, Bubba Wallace, Riley Herbst, and Todd Gibbs. Once again, the NASCAR added a new venue in the race season with a special international event being held in Mexico. Excuse me. The 165-mile street course at Chicago will again use the 100 rules, 5-mile turns. That's a card included that spells out the rules for you. 2 track cards are included for the Charlotte race, the Roval, and of course the standard track. Alrighty, let's start taking a look at some of these drivers. Okay, here, Corey LaJoie in the 0-1. Ross Chastain with 4 gas and a brake. And he has that triangle he's talking about where he doesn't automatically fall out of a race if the crew can't repair the car. And Austin Cedric with 4 gas, no brake. He has 4 qualities out of the 6. Not a bad card for Austin. Austin Dillon, he's got 4 gas, no brake. Again, he's got the green symbol, no Gregson. He's got the green symbol, 3 gas, 1 brake. Kyle Larson, this one I assume is not his playoff card. Let's look at it. Where's that there? And it says playoff on it. So this is his non-playoff card. What did they add to it? It was added smart to him. He gets smarter in the playoffs, old Kyle Larson does. And Brad Kozlowski, 5 gas, no brake, so he can get to the front, but he's probably not going to hold it. Let's see here. Kyle Busch, 4-1. He's got the green symbol. Elliott's got the green symbols. He got 5 out of the 6 qualities. 5 gas, only 1 brake. That's surprising. And Ty Dillon, he's got the triangle. Denny Hamlin, I like the triangle being on there instead of having to look up the drivers in the card set and see on the sheet. Denny Hamlin, 5-2. He's got 5 qualities. Control is starred. Nice card for him. Ryan Blaney, he only has 4 out of the 6. Reflex is starred, but he's got 5-2. Only a C crew, though. That's surprising. And a 9 and a 7. and he doesn't have the triangle. Of course, Ryan fell out of a few races in 2025. That's for sure. AJ Armadinger, 4-1, only 3 qualities. Busher, he's got the green triangle, 4-1. And also he's got 5 out of the 6 qualities. Not a bad card for Mr. Busher. And Chase Briscoe, 4 qualities. One of them star is starred. 5 gas, 2 brake. Bell, 5 out of the 6 and a star. Here's one of the guys I like. I like old Josh Berry and the Woods Brothers. Everybody on here knows I'm a big Wood Brothers and Ford fan. Joey Logano's got the triangle. He's got 5 qualities. And he's only got 1 breakout. How about that? Only 1 break. And only a fast pit of a 7. And Bubba Wallace, he has 5 gas, 1 star. They put the old M on his car. That's what they was talking about there. It's supposed to be for McDonald's. I guess 26 have an H. Hardee's is taking over instead of McDonald's. And here's William Byron, regular season card. Let's see here. Where's his? Oh, they even changed the color on his. So his regular season card is red, yellow, and blue, and they made it green, so that makes it nice. They didn't do that with Kyle Larson. Of course, Kyle Larson almost a whole year has the Hendrick.com sponsorship. I think 1 or 2 races he had Valvoline as a sponsor. So like I say, William picks up the heat quality there. Everything else remains the same. And Jesse Love, nice looking car. Austin Hill, Todd Gilliland, Cole Custer, John Nemechek, Eric Jones in the 43 car. Tyler Reddick, he's only a 4-1. How about he does have the triangle and he is an A crew. 7 and a 9, but I thought he'd have 5 and 2. Surprising with old Tyler Reddick. And Ricky Stenhouse, Alex Bowman's a 4-1. Not many drivers with 2 breaks. How about Shane Van Gisbergen with 3 breaks? That's pretty damn impressive. That's for the R. That's for the road course. The other one, he doesn't have any brake, only 3 gas. 5 gas, 3 brakes. Smart and heat. That's a damn impressive card. Damn impressive card. Sure. Fast pit of a 10, escape of a 10. And it's going to be fun doing him on a road course. That's for sure. That is going to be fun. SVG on a road course. Suarez. And here's the short track for Austin Dillon. It says that on there. That's nice that they added what it is. Super Speedway and then the playoffs. So that's pretty cool. When we get to the TV cards, skip over them. It's just the same. Here's the tracks. We'll take a look here. Like he was saying, the problem is only if you roll a 2 and then it comes after. There's no just a problem on there. Same here. Is there any track with a problem on it? So this is what they was talking about at the Chicago street race. A 10 is a trouble, but first there's a problem, which is probably going to cause the trouble. Darlington. The Lady in Black, Too Tough to Tame. They got the dates on here, and then, I mean, not the dates, but the number. Race number 2, race number 18, race number 3. It's pretty nice. Daytona has possibly two troubles at the end of the race. That reflex turns into a trouble. Yep. Let's see, one thing I didn't look at. Let's see the modifiers here. Atlanta's a -1 to escape. No change, no change. A -2 Bristol to repair. Not fixing a car at Bristol. That's for sure. A +2 to escape at the Roval. So, good chance of avoiding the Chicago's a -2 to escape. -2. Dover's a -1 to repair. Texas is a -1. And up in Kansas, got the +1. Homestead's a +2 to escape. +2 to repair at Las Vegas. Not falling out of the race at Vegas, are you? +2 to repair. Some of these guys will definitely get back in the race. Martinsville's a -1, makes sense. And in Mexico, used the smart quality in the last 3 turns instead of heat. I forgot to look here. Let's take a look real quick. He's got every quality on a road course. So that means if he's in the top group, he's got 5 brake symbols in the top group, more or less being the leader. So it's going to be hard to get Shane out of the top 7 at these road courses. Iowa with a +1 to both. Richmond a +1 to repair. That's right, I forgot Richmond only ran 1 race last year. Sonoma +1 to repair. Talladega neutral. Has 1 trouble. And use TV for the last 5 turns. And here's the 100 rules for Chicago street race, the rules for it. Yeah. Alrighty. You know what? As long as y'all don't mind, let's start tearing some of these out. Tear some of these cards out. Tear some of them up here. Make a mess here. Tear some cards up. I need to get racing back on the channel here. Finish that 1985 season. Halfway done. Only 14 races left. So it won't take long to finish her up. That's for sure. Yeah, it won't take long. Finish it up. Righty. We'll have to put these in sleeves right away so I don't lose them. I'm going to tear them off here. Only got 2 sheets. It's one thing I wish he would do. Only complaint I have with these modern seasons, there's not that many cars, excuse me, that ran. So I wish he would card every driver, even if it's only one race. It's not like 1969 when 160 cars ran the season. You're lucky if there's 50 plus that ran the season. So I wish he would card everybody. Be nice to have every driver. That way you can do the whole starting field. As you all know, I don't do when I'm doing the season replays, I don't do the race week. I look up the starting grid on race race and reference, get the starting lineup from there. So, yeah. Last year, the playoffs in 25. It'll be interesting to do just for that reason. And I think what I'm going to do when I get done the 85 season, I think I'm going to go to 89 after that. Then I'll do 99. I think I got 2022 with play. I think I'm just going to start doing some play sets that I've spent the money on. Might as well play some of their sets. I enjoy the older sets, but I've been shelling out $20 for these sets and haven't been playing them. So get the actual play sets on the channel here. One thing, these cards do tear very easily. It's not hard. Not hard. Ty Gibbs has got that monster energy look. Cody Ware. Gibbs. Ryan Priest and Ford. Alrighty. That didn't tear very good, did it? Huh. Casey Mears. Just got done bragging how easy they tear. Jimmy Johnson in the 84. Like Jimmy only raced in a handful of races. You say, I just wish he gave you everybody. Even if they was just a PDF. If you buy the game, you get the PDF. There's art. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 8 cars you can make your own. So there could have been 8 drivers, and it would still be on that second sheet. It could have gave you 8 more drivers. Alrighty. And there's that set done. Now we get to the TV drivers. TV cards. Old Yeller. Old Yeller. Come back, Yeller. Best doggone dog in the West. One thing, only having 2 sheets, it sure don't take long to get them done, does it? That's for sure. That's for sure. It don't take long to tear them. It won't take long to sleeve them either. By the way, I ordered this last Sunday and got it yesterday. Got it yesterday. So, always great service by PLAAY.com, Keith and the gang. Can't ask for better service. I now own, I think it's 78 seasons. I've gotten it every season since NASCAR started. It's the only game that I got every season from 1949 till 2025. Thanks to Don Weed. Don Weed's done every season that Keith hasn't done. Makes it nice. And that's the 85 season I'm doing is a Don Weed season. Old BJ McLeod. Now that's a name, ain't it? That's a good Southern racing name. BJ McLeod. Alrighty, here's the last ones. I got some sleeves over here we can put them in. Get them all sleeved up. Alrighty, let's get these cards cards and sleeves now so we don't lose them. And I have to go down and get a baggie. I didn't bring a baggie with me. Put them in a baggie. And I got these bags from Clear Bags, and the item number is B1XNF, and they are 1.5 by 2 1/8 sleeves. They fit perfectly. I highly recommend getting these sleeves. What I really like about these sleeves, it gives you the ability to put the TV driving card right behind the regular card, and you don't have to shuffle around looking for the TV card when you set up the race. And they open rather easily. All I do is just put your finger there, a little twist, card goes in, and there you be. One side's the TV driver, other's the regular. Simple as you can get. Like I say, it protects them. And that's the one thing with PLAAY.com. The card stock's not the best in the business. It's adequate, it does its job, but it's not the best. So this way, it protects the cards, and like I say, it gives you the ability that if the Austin becomes a TV driver for that race, you just flip the card over. You don't have to go looking for his TV card. And they're real cheap. I went and got the most you could get. It was like pennies for a sleeve. Two or 3 cents for each sleeve. As G Puck joins us here. How you been, my friend? Just got the 25 NASCAR season. Got it yesterday. Did a little unboxing. Now I'm putting them in sleeves. Looking forward to doing some road courses with SVG Shane Van Gisberg. That's a hell of a card he has for the road courses. Of course, he won 4 out of the 5 road courses. Oh, I got to finish up that 85 season, G Puck, and like I was saying earlier, I think what I might start doing, I do like the older seasons, and I play a lot of them with the Don Weed set. But I was just saying, I've done the 79 season, and I did the 84 season. I did both of those seasons with PLAAY.com seasons. I think my next season after the 84, I think I'm going to start in order doing 89 season from PLAAY.com, then go to 99, and then 2002. Yeah, like I say, Don Weed, he did a good job with making seasons. And I enjoyed those older seasons, but I figure I should play these seasons from PLAAY, get my money's worth out of them. I mean, they're $20. You play a season, ends up being less than $1 a race. Can't beat that. Can't beat that. There's 2 cards there, I can tell. Denny Hamlin wants to come along for the ride. Yeah, Don, he's done every season that Keith hasn't done. So, like I say, I got every season from 1949 until 2025. You're doing the 22, 3 races left. Cool. So you're into. Are you doing the playoffs or are you doing just regular points? If you're doing the playoffs, who's the four drivers you think's going to make the championship? I guess you got what, eight drivers still in it if you're doing the playoffs. Final eight. Let's see what G Puck's got here. Doing playoffs, yeah. So like I say, you still got two races in eight. Yep, eight left. Who's the eight drivers, if you don't mind me asking? Because that's the hat I got on here. Is the Joey Logano Championship hat here. 22 and 22. Yep. Yeah, old Joey won the championship in 22. Joey was an even year man. Won it in 18, 22, and 24. Oh, darn. I like all Ross. Yeah, I like Ross. The old melon man. Wish he drove a Ford, but I do like the melon man. Like I say, anybody that's watched the channel knows I'm a Wood brother, man. So, like Josh Berry, here's old Josh's card. See if we can get him a win when we do this year. The 100th win for the Woods brothers. Of course, everybody knows. I think the greatest driver in the history of NASCAR is the Silver Fox, David Pearson. Richard won 200 races, but I'm not knocking him. I love the King, but a lot of those races was run on tracks that they don't run on no more. And almost all of David's, he has a handful that wasn't, but most of his 100 wins are on tracks they still race today. He's won 2 titles and 19 wins. He wishes that was real life. I used to not mind Denny, but the older he got, the windier he got. And I can't stand a whiner. Yeah. Like I say, I used to not mind the man, but he can definitely get on my nerves now. Of course, with the old Joey sliced bread driving for Penske in that Ford. I like old Joey. I like Ryan Blaney. Yeah, when I get to those years, I'm going to do the same. I'm not a fan of it. The stage racing doesn't bother me. It's throwing a damn caution that bothers me. It's electronic scoring. They don't have to throw the damn caution in order to know where everybody finished. And it's just a self-made way to bunch the field up, and I hate that. I hate it. It takes away from crew chiefs with strategy. If your tires are starting to go bad, you know when the pit stop is. So you know if your tires are going bad and you got 40 laps to go before the stage, you got to pit. But if it's only 10 or so, you stay out and you put up with it. I just wish they get rid of the cautions. I liked it when they got rid of them on the street course, the stage cautions. I wish they get rid of stage cautions altogether. If you remember, They used to, Winston, I don't know if Winston sponsored it, but they used to do a halfway money. Whoever was leading at the halfway point of the race earned a couple $1,000s, $10,000, $20,000. And they didn't stop the race to figure out who got there. As Ken Castro joins us. Well, they made a card up for Kyle Larson for the playoffs, G Puck, and it's pretty impressive. And I'll show you when we get to Shane Van Gisberg. That car they made for him for the road courses has 3 brakes, 5 gas, every quality. Smart and heat, I think, are star. So it'll be fun to see if old Shane, if he can dominate in red, white, and blue like he did in real life. As Doug joins us. Yeah, I was just saying, I got to finish up that 85 season, Doug. I only got 14 races to go in that 85 season. Halfway done. DW is leading. The surprise is old Lake Speed. Lake Speed's in second in points, and Bill is third. Lake Speed had a hell of a good year in 85. Steady. DW right now is leading the points and hasn't won a race yet. So halfway through the year, DW has not won a race in 85 for me, but he's leading in the points. Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. He's dropped out of a few races lately. So then Ken Castro, I need to get that Phillies Yankees series on the channel for Ken. I'm kind of looking forward to playing that series for Kyle Scherber in the 23 season. Yeah, it is a good season, ain't it, Doug? Man, I was so mad back then. I was 15 years old. Bill wins all them races and don't win the championship. And DW used to bitch and complain all the time because he would win the races. And you'd have Bobby Allison and them right there on his heels, and he'd bitch about how hard it was to win the championship, and he was dominating. And then that year it flip flopped. He only won a handful of races, and Bill won 10. Bill won the million and couldn't win the championship. Last four or five races, he blew a 200-point lead. Mm. But then he got his championship in 88. That was against old Rusty Wallace. That was when Jeff Bodine ran over Rusty. That 5 car just literally ran over the back of him, up over the wheel well. It probably cost Rusty the championship. I always liked Jeff Bodine anyway, but I really liked him after running over Rusty, helping old Bill get the championship. Yeah, I agree, Doug. Yep. Yep. I was watching a video, and that's the problem nowadays. These cars handle too good. These drivers, they don't know what it's like to drive a car that don't handle. They get all pissed off and upset when the car don't handle. Kel Yarborough and David Pearson and them, they handled the car. Car didn't have to be perfect. They made it work. They made it work. David Pearson, I don't know if you ever heard the story. I think it was back when Cal Petty was driving for him, and they was struggling. Called David up and asked him if he would come to Darlington, test drive the car, shake it down, let him know what he thought could be improved to help the car out. David gets in the car, takes a few laps, and that speed would have set on the pole for the previous race at Darlington. They're like, "You want to drive it?" He says he couldn't drive it because he was too old, and halfway through the race, he'd be too tired and would drop back and finish out of the top 5 or 10. Old Silver Fox, he could wheel a car. Kel Yarborough, old no neck monster, hell of a driver. DW, DW was a hell of a driver. He knew how to take care of a car. Seems like anybody that drove for Junior, he told him how to take care of a car and make it finish. I thought Bill Elliott would win multiple championships when he went to Junior in that Budweiser car. And then they both had to start screwing around with the women. They both got divorced. Yep. Old Junior, all them years with Flo, got divorced for that young girl. Bill did the same thing. Yeah, like these cars wasn't planted. These cars were loose. Didn't have much of a spoiler. And that's what they need now. Need to get rid of all that downforce. Let the driver decide. But like saying they'd be bitching and crying. There's no going back. Drivers couldn't stand it. They all say they want like the change and not have all that aero push and all, but they like the car being glued to the track. You got a handful of them that's damn good wheelmen. Kyle Larson, I think that man can drive anything. One guy that I don't care for, but the man can drive, and that's all. Kyle Busch, the man can drive. I don't like him. I think he's a prick, but he can drive a car. That's for sure. I think old Bell, he's a hell of a driver. William Byron, that boy can drive. He can drive a car. He's still young. Remember, he came into racing at a very young age. Oh, Connor. Connor, does he have wrecks everybody he gets close to on his car? Nope, but his escape is a 5. Yeah, he's a 5 escape. I like old Connor. You need a nutball out there. Keeps things interesting. Yeah, exactly, Doug. Yeah, hell of a driver, but he's just an ass. Complete ass. The year he won the championship, which I disagreed with letting him win the championship. But anyway, the next year he's the defending champ. And I can't remember what race it was. But NASCAR, the top 3 have to go to the press conference. He dominated the race, finishes 3rd, does one of his pout things, and goes to his motorhome and doesn't go to the damn press conference. Well, if I was NASCAR, I'd have fined his ass. And here's this Shane Van Gisbergen. The R on there stands for road course. Look at that. 5 stars, 5 brake, gas, 3 brake, a reflex control and skill, a star at smart, a star at heat, a fast pit of a 10, an escape of a 10, and an A. That's one hell of a card, folks. One hell of a card. Imagine trying to beat that car. And as you all know, I used the starting lineup, so he's going to be up front. And that means in the top group, with so from 2nd place to 7th, it's going to take a 6 to get him out of the top group because he's got every quality. So it don't matter what quality comes up, that's going to give him a break. Plus the extra break for being in the top group, so he's already up to 5. It's crazy. Wow is right. It's just that's one hell of a card. One hell of a card. And I like the guy. I like the old. He's from down under. I like him. He's a hell of a good guy. I'll show you Kyle Larson's playoff card here. Austin Dillon's got a short track car because of winning Richmond. This is only used at the short tracks. Gives him a star at heat. Here's Kyle Larson's playoff car. Got the 5 gas, 2 brake. He's got all but heat, and he's got skill, a star. And he's a 9 for a fast pit and a 9 for escaping an A. And this is his playoff card. I wish he'd be driving a Ford. Supposedly Tony wanted him over there, and if you believe the rumors, supposedly Ford Motor Company said no. What a bonehead move that is, if it's true. Yeah, it was. Wasn't a bad race. Yeah. Of course, I was hoping the Ford would win the race. Would have been nice to see Brad kind of win. Oh, bad Brad. Yep, championship car there. I agree. He's got a shot at it. And one thing they added, G-Puck, I don't know if you've gotten the seasons lately, but I'll show you here on a card. He was giving you a list of drivers that if they failed the repair check, they could stay in the race. Instead of giving you a list, I like what he done this year. He put a green triangle on the car. I'll get one out here. Now they'll be slippery. Here's one right away. Corey LaJoy's got it. So that makes it easy. Don't have to go through it. Put that green triangle on there. That means if they get a mechanical problem, and as you can see, his crew's an E. So when you get to the second and third stages, he would automatically be out of the race. But with that green triangle, he stays in the race. He can't try to advance or anything. He just stays there. And the only way he moves up if other cars fall out of the race. So that's nice. It makes it easy to see when you're playing the game. You won't have to. What I was going to do is on the score sheet, I was going to write it on there because I haven't played a modern season yet. The oldest season I've done is 92, and he didn't have that in 92. And I couldn't get Bill Elliott the championship in 92. That's what I was hoping for, was to get Awesome Bill from Dawsonville the championship. If you guys want to see any special card, let me know here in 2025 before I end the broadcast here. You got G-Puck, Doug, Ken Castro, and Aaron Reed in the chat here. If anybody else is watching, wants to look at a Pacific driver, let me know. And now we'll tear the tracks up here. Now, if there's a track you want to look at, we'll get these and sort these out. You want to see Joey? Sliced bread. I like old sliced bread. Sliced bread. I was surprised, G-Puck. He only has 1 brake. 5 gas, but only 1 brake. It's got 4 out of the 5 qualities. He does have that green triangle. and he's a 7 and an 8. Was surprised with the fast pit of being a 7 also. Not a bad card, but not as good as I thought it would be. But Joey really, last year, he wasn't a dominant car. We'll compare him to Ryan Blaney. Look at Ryan here. As you can see, Ryan has the two brake, and his fast pit's a 9. Now he only has 4 qualities also, but he has a star at reflex. So definitely a better car. Definitely a better car. But Joey, old Joey finds a way of winning. That's what Joey does. Sliced bread. And the new look's going to take a little bit of getting used to. Old Joey's bald now. Yeah, Joey went with the bald look. I knew he was sponsored by some hair company. I guess he stopped fooling with it and went with the bald look. Anybody else want to see a driver or a track here while we're still on here? After you get done this season, G Puck, what season you gonna do? You want to see Denny Hamlin? Yeah, he's got a good card. Yeah, yeah, Denny's got a good car in this year. Of course, he won the most races in 2025. Won the most races. He's got 5 gas, 2 star, and he's got every quality but smart. I agree with that too, by the way. And he's got control as a star. And he's a 9 and a 9. Fast pit of a 9, escape of a 9. Nice car. Surprised that the crew's only a B. Only a B though. Oh, you're doing it in order and don't going to 23. You want to see a SVG? Okay, I'll show you both of his cars. He got 2 cars. He's got a car for a road course, and he's got a car for the ovals. And there's a big difference. I want to do that. I didn't want to put it back together. I wanted to leave the spot there. Put SVG back in the pack. Okay. So first we'll look at his oval car. He only has 3 gas, no brakes, skill, smart, and heat, fast pit of a 4, escape of a 7. And that's what that O's for, is for other tracks. And here, the R on his car stands for the road course. Look at that. He's a gold trophy with an A, 5 gas, 3 brake. Yeah, I've only seen that a handful of times. Dale Jarrett in '89 has 3 brake. Reflex control, skill, star. Then smart and heat are both stars. His fast pit's a 10, his escape is a 10. That is one awesome car. Dominated, yeah, he did. Won 4 out of the 5 road courses. Yeah, I was hoping he would too. Yeah, I was hoping he'd win. Yeah, holy shit's right. It'll be interesting and fun to do a race. with him on a road course. Like I say, when he's in the top group, it takes a six to beat him. Want to take a six to beat him. Most of the time, that's only when you got the lead. Hell, in the middle group with the three, it'll take a five or a six because he's got every quality. So it'll take a five or a six to get him out of the middle group. Yeah, five or a six, and he'll stay in the middle group. So, all right, down to the last sheet. Now, do you G Puck? Do you play with the feud and fume? I play with the duels, but I don't play with the feud and fume. I figured it's already baked in the game about crashing and stuff. I don't like adding too much because that this game, it's just amazing how accurate it is. It is crazy, crazy accurate. I think the more rules you put in, the less accurate it could be. No feud me either. I don't do that either. Like I say, I'll do the duels, but I don't do the feud or fume. Yeah. Now, are you using the real starting lineup, or are you doing the race week? I use the real starting lineups. I think that helps also with the accuracy. You use the real lineups, do you? We play exactly the same. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The first race I did was with Troy Carter. He bought the game before I did because I didn't realize that they had actual NASCAR seasons. All I ever seen was Steve Toward using the Scram set. So I never was interested in it. And he told me he bought the game and he bought the 1984 season. And me and him did one race. And I'm like, let's do. And anybody that knows me, it's big or go home. I said, let's do the whole season. And I said, hell, we can get the real lineups from NASCAR reference. You picked some other cars, Dan. I was saying earlier, that's the one complaint I have, especially with these modern seasons. I wish Keith would card every driver. Like, let's look. Most seasons nowadays, you barely have 50 drivers. You barely have 50 drivers that raced. And even if he doesn't want to print them, he could do them in PDF. Just make a PDF, and that way you could have every driver. So let's look here, 2025. And he does PDFs already, so it's not nothing new for him. Yes, it is. Yeah, that's a good site. So let's see, how many drivers was there in 2025? There was 43. So I lied. There were 60 drivers on the nose. 60 drivers. 60 drivers in 2005, and out of the 66, only 6 out of the 60 ran in one race. Everybody else had at least 2 races. And how many drivers are there here? Because the last 4, so get rid of them. Let's see here. Shit. Let's see here. Count them again here. 51 drivers. So only 9 drivers. You're only missing 9 drivers. I don't get it. Why not put those 9 drivers? And you had how many's here? One, two, three, four, five, six. There's 8. 8 spots there. He wouldn't even have needed to use another page. 8. So one driver. I mean, he could have put all of them on there but one. Not even used a third page. So the only difference is that would have been colored ink on there. You follow me? I mean, and again, if he doesn't want to do that, just do a PDF. I wish he'd go back and do that with all the seasons. Do a PDF of the drivers he didn't give you. And that way, a person like myself and you could have the actual field. Because what I'll do if somebody's like, here, I'll share the screen here. Share screen. So let's say he didn't Alrighty. Well, I guess we'll finish this up. I was on here for an hour and 13 minutes. Didn't plan on being on here that long. But we got everything sleeved. Got to talk to some good guys. G Puck, Ken Castro, Doug, Aaron Reed. I think that's everybody. Yeah. So I want to thank you all for stopping in, guys. And if you're new to the channel and haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for reminders and that like button. And here soon, hopefully, we'll get some racing on the channel with some 1985. I think, if I remember correctly, let's look here. We'll go to 1985 and tell you. I think it's Daytona is the next race. Race number 15. Yep, next race on the channel will be the Pepsi 400. And Greg Sachs won that race back in 1985. It was an awesome Bill from Dawsonville. Matter of fact, he broke Bill's win streak up. Bill had just won Pocono in Michigan. Then he comes back to Pocono and wins again. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. You all have a great day and take care. Until next time.